You've been lied to about narcissistic abuse effects being always loud, obvious, or visible. Here's the truth. It often sneaks in quietly, slipping into your thoughts, habits, and daily interactions. The worst part is that you might not even recognize it's happening until the damage is done. Today, let's uncover the silent ways narcissistic abuse creeps into your daily life. Are you ready for number 1? You overanalyze texts and conversations. The smallest shifts in someone's communication tone can feel like a warning sign to narcissistic abuse victims. They've been trained by the narcissist to read between the lines because there is always something hidden beneath the surface. A short reply must mean they're mad, or a delayed text might mean they're pulling away. Dr. Ramani Durvasula, a psychologist specializing in narcissistic abuse, explains that survivors often develop hypervigilance in communication, constantly scanning for signs of rejection or manipulation. The problem is, this habit follows you into healthy relationships. It makes you doubt people who aren't even playing mind games. You find yourself dissecting texts, analyzing every emoji, and replaying conversations like a detective looking for clues. But here's the truth. Not everyone is out to manipulate you. The way out is to recognize when you're spiraling, ground yourself in the present, and remind yourself that safe relationships don't require decoding. Let's talk about number 2. You struggle to make simple decisions. When you've spent years walking on eggshells, even the simplest decisions can feel like a trap. You were conditioned to believe that no matter what you chose, it would be wrong, too boring, too weird, too much, or not enough. Narcissistic abuse plants this fear deep inside you, making even minor choices feel like high-stakes tests. Dr. Carol McBride, author of Will I Ever Be Good Enough, explains that children of narcissistic parents learn to doubt their own judgment because they are constantly criticized or overruled. That doubt doesn't just fade with time. It follows you into adulthood, making you hesitate over everything from what to wear to what to order at a restaurant. And it doesn't stop at small choices. This uncertainty seeps into major life decisions, second-guessing yourself in relationships, jobs, and even personal goals. But here's the truth. There is no perfect decision. Only the one you choose and make work. The more you practice, the more you'll realize you never needed anyone else's approval in the first place. Let's move on to number 3. You apologize excessively. If you've been through narcissistic abuse, you might not even realize how often you say sorry. It's like a reflex, a survival tactic drilled into you over time. Narcissists make you feel like everything is your fault. Your emotions, their bad moods, the weather, world hunger, you name it. Over time, you start apologizing for things that aren't even in your control. Bumping into someone, asking a question, or simply taking up space. But here's the truth. Apologizing excessively isn't a sign of politeness. It's a symptom of conditioning. You say sorry preemptively, hoping to prevent an outburst. Psychologist Dr. Ramani Durvasula calls this fawning behavior, where victims of narcissistic abuse become hyper-aware of others' reactions and try to keep the peace at their own expense. The key to breaking free is to ask yourself, did I actually do something wrong, or am I just afraid of upsetting someone? Because here's the thing, you don't owe the world an apology for existing. Now, let's continue to number 4. You downplay your achievements. Narcissistic abuse victims often struggle to accept compliments, brushing them off with a nervous laugh or quickly pointing out their flaws. This isn't just humility, it's conditioning. At some point, they were taught that their success wasn't worth celebrating, or worse, that it put them in danger. Narcissists thrive on control and superiority, and they can't stand being outshined. So they subtly discourage their victims from embracing their victories. Whether through backhanded comments, guilt-tripping, or outright dismissiveness, they make it clear that any moment of confidence is a threat to their dominance. Over time, victims learn to downplay their achievements, making themselves smaller before anyone else can. But here's the truth: celebrating your success isn't arrogance, it's self-respect. You don't have to apologize for being good at something, and you certainly don't have to shrink just to make someone else feel bigger. As author Marianne Williamson once said, "Your playing small does not serve the world. True supporters won't feel threatened by your accomplishments. They'll celebrate with you." So, the next time you achieve something, no matter how big or small, resist the urge to minimize it. Accept the compliment. Own your success. Because the right people won't make you feel guilty for shining. They'll encourage you to shine even brighter. You shouldn't miss number 5. You're always on high alert. If you're always waiting for the other shoe to drop, maybe it's because someone kept throwing it at you. Living through narcissistic abuse rewires your brain to expect danger, even in moments of peace. You become hyper-aware of shifts in tone, body language, and even the slightest change in someone's mood. In the past, missing these signs could mean walking straight into conflict. This survival instinct served a purpose when you were trapped in the chaos, but now it lingers, like an unshakable shadow. Even when you're in a safe environment, your body refuses to believe it. Your heart races at sudden noises, and you second-guess people's words. No matter how good things seem, a part of you braces for impact because experience has taught you that peace never lasts. But here's the truth: you don't have to live on edge forever. Dr. Bessel van der Kolk, author of The Body Keeps the Score, explains that trauma leaves the body in a constant state of hypervigilance, making it difficult to feel at ease even when danger is gone. That's why relaxation feels unnatural. Your nervous system is still stuck in survival mode. You're convinced that letting your guard down is a risk you can't afford. But healing isn't about pretending the past didn't happen. It's about teaching your body that safety is possible again. Little by little, you can retrain your mind to recognize when you're safe. You deserve to experience life without constantly looking over your shoulder. Finally, we're down to number 6. You feel guilty for prioritizing yourself. If you think putting yourself first is wrong, you might be prioritizing the wrong person. Narcissistic abuse conditions you to believe that your value lies in how much you give, serve, and endure. Every time you tried to set boundaries or prioritize yourself, you were met with guilt-tripping, accusations of selfishness, or the dreaded silent treatment until you caved. Over time, this conditioning became second nature, embedding the belief that your needs should always come last. Dr. Sherry Campbell, psychologist and author of But It's Your Family, explains that narcissists manipulate by making you believe that love is something you earn by self-sacrifice. So even when you're no longer in that toxic environment, choosing yourself still feels like breaking an unwritten rule. But here's the truth. Prioritizing yourself isn't selfish. It's survival. You can't keep giving if you're running on empty, and the people who truly care about you won't demand that you destroy yourself to prove your love. The discomfort you feel when practicing self-care isn't a sign that you're doing something wrong. It's a sign that you're unlearning the lies you were fed. The next time guilt creeps in for choosing yourself, ask, would I judge a friend for doing the same? If the answer is no, then why hold yourself to a different standard? You deserve the same kindness, care, and consideration that you so freely give to others. In conclusion, narcissistic abuse doesn't always announce itself with flashing lights and sirens. Sometimes, it's the quiet erosion of your confidence, the way you hesitate before speaking, or the exhaustion that never seems to go away. It sneaks into your daily life so subtly that you might not even realize it's there, until one day you do. But here's the good news. Awareness is the first step to breaking free. Once you start recognizing these silent signs, you can take back control, set boundaries, and rebuild the trust in yourself that was taken. Healing doesn't happen overnight, but every step you take away from manipulation and toward self-trust is a victory. You deserve a life where you don't have to walk on eggshells. So don't be afraid to claim it.